Did y'all see the craziest post by Justin Werley? I'll be honest, I never watched any of his stuff, so this doesn't really affect me as much. But this shit's crazy. What did he say? Oh, he's basically just an unprofitable bum and scam people. Where's Dodgy? Dodgy is traveling. He got his flight canceled, so I'm here to step in. But yeah, tough week for the trading industry. First this, then Brian. What's it going to be? Me and Dodgy next? I mean, come on, guys. What's up? Who's Brian? He's this trader online who was talking about how he made 5 million trading silver. Yeah, yeah, guys. We're actually all moving over to what is it? What's the new thing? Polymarket and clipping, or is clipping kind of dead now? What's my bias? Good question. Let's figure that out together. Clipping's oversaturated. Bro, everything's oversaturating. Are we bullish because the 1 hour FEG is holding? Or bearish? Um, what's for breakfast? Vitamins and Adderall and a protein shake. Alrighty. So right now we're bearish, I think, because we're respecting this 4 hour gap to the left and this bearish reaction to the high here. Um, I suppose condition for this will be if we hold this 4 hour BPR. So I'll probably just post that in my reliable commentary channel. Data low, 8 o'clock. Yeah, let's check that too. See if there's any news this morning. Um, doesn't look like it. Okay, so no news Monday. And then, so we've established order flow on the higher time frame. Let's move down to lower. We're inside of this 30-minute, 15-minute. Let's see, are there any good draws in liquidity? Obviously not higher, other than like maybe London high here. Lower, we have the equal lows. The equal lows aren't that significant because they're not really formed at swing points, but these are like relative equal. And then we kind of have like these lows down here, but that was swept. And then what are we talking about? Data wake at 8 o'clock. Was there news at 8? To me, that doesn't really look like anything. So, I mean, maybe it's a draw, but I wouldn't really consider it as such. Can you show us how to draw NWOG properly? Sure. Um, what happened to my NWOG indicator? Oh yeah, I removed it. Okay. So basically all you need is this indicator, and it'll draw it for you perfectly every time. All right. And then you can just adjust it to your liking. But yeah, like here's this week's. Nah, Toast, I think we could still find a trade. What up, Cactus? Would Enwog not be a draw? Um, yeah, the Enwog could be a draw for sure. I just don't think it's a draw yet because we're still holding this bearish 15-minute gap. So there's no reason for me to believe that price is going to go to a higher high if we're still holding bearish PD arrays. Does that make sense? The low at 24,807 is protected right on the 15-minute. No, because we took out the high that created this low. So you see how we took out Asia high, so this would be no longer protected. Joey B, up to you and your financial situation. If you need money now, take the payout. If you can wait and it won't affect your psychology too much and you have the opportunity to build a bigger buffer, I always say, do that. When does Dodgy come back? I believe tomorrow. How would you rate the 1 minute short, which will put an order block if inversed? Not good because the momentum is really bad right now. I'd wait for open. Um, but yeah, I mean, basically BPRs are just fair value gaps that overlap one another, like a bearish and a bullish. And the reason why they're significant is because it's an area in price where all of the bullish inefficiencies were completely efficiently balanced, and then the only remaining inefficiency is the bearish gap there. And so, because it's an area where bullish price action is efficiently traded, but bearish price action is efficient, the market wants to constantly move from inefficiency or efficient price action to inefficient price action. And so, every time we run into a BPR, we should go the opposite direction from it because the BPR is essentially about as efficiently traded as a PD array can be, except for before it's unfilled. And then once it's filled, it's like basically off to the races after that, wherever we want to go. That's deemed an inefficiency, whether that's another unfilled PD array or a draw liquidity. Okay. What is the day today? Today is 23rd. Okay. Um, might make a little announcement later this week. Gonna be a surprise for you guys, so stay tuned for that. No, I'm not having a kid. The surprise is for you guys. Is Enwog just the gap in between the two candles or the body of the two candles? Um, the new week opening gap is the gap created between the previous Friday close and Sunday open. So in this case here, price closes on this red candle here at like 26078 and reopens at 25034, right? Open of a green candles at the bottom of the body. Okay. Guys. All right. Getting a little out of hand with the guesses for the surprise, so I'll just say it now and get rid of the confusion. I was just gonna do a sale for my PM stream uh next week. I was gonna have it run for like 2 weeks. Birthday sale, yeah, JMad got it. So how do I feel about the Justin Werline situation? I think it's pretty terrible. Yes, Amelia, I am. When's my birthday? March 5th. How old am I turning? I will be turning 24. I'm like officially old because I saw this interesting thing. It's kind of funny, right? It's like you look at your age bracket, right? And depending on where you line up in your age bracket, the team deems whether you're young or old. So if you look at my age bracket, 18 to 24 is like the age bracket, so I'm the oldest, okay? And then the next age bracket is 25 to 35, and that would make 25 being young again. So basically next year I'm just old. But yeah, let's talk about the Justin situation, okay? Just absolutely crazy. I mean, I guess you really can't trust anyone. I mean, first Justin, and then we had Brian Stonk last week. Getting exposed by Apex, and then what else? This week it's gonna be me and Dodgy, and we're all gonna come out and say we're unprofitable. I mean, dude, who knows? So I'm just messing around, but yeah, basically the situation with Justin is I guess somebody had like dirt on him or something, and basically he's not profitable. Um, so that's about it. That's like the gist. Justin Warline, he's just some psychology trader, something I don't know. What happened with Brian Stonk? Brian Stonk basically he didn't necessarily like game the system, but he lied about like his level of trading prowess. He basically just gambled until he got like a fat move on silver and like acted like he was like this god level trader and was going to make a bunch of money. And then Apex basically said, "Nah, bro, we're denying everything and we're closing your accounts." So yeah, nah, I don't mind. Y'all can talk about it. I always try to be transparent with all y'all. So do what you got to do. Okay, guess who? So here's the thing, Gabriel. Brian posed as though he had like some profitable trading system that was making him a bunch of money. If you're ever seeing somebody making hundreds of thousands of dollars in a matter of a few weeks, odds are they don't have like from like a fresh account. Like he made $250,000 on an account that he started 8 days ago. Okay, like that's not. There's no strategy that can make that happen. I mean, you can be good at the prop game, and to be honest, I did the same thing at him as him when I was first starting. But then I was banned from buying evals, and because I'm not a influencer affiliate, that kind of thing, I can't buy more evals. Like what I have is what I have. Like this is it with Apex, and so I have to actually take care of my accounts, and I can't full port and gamble and do all this stuff. Like it's you know. So we're just playing two different games, and Brian wasn't playing the trading game how it should be played. So yeah, Brian Stonk was the reason for the Apex email. I don't even know what the forever model is. All I know is that apparently Justin like changed his strategy every couple months, and like if you see an influencer doing that, bro, they're not profitable. Like genuinely, like obviously do your own research. Figure out if you guys can actually trust me and Dodgy. But once you guys come to your conclusions, like really, the only logical thing is just to stay here and like enjoy this space and like take advantage of the fruits of it because like you really can't trust anybody else in the space. I mean, with me, I share my payouts with you guys. I post my every single live stream. I post my losses that I take. I do everything. I try to be very transparent. But some other people in the space, eh, I don't know. What's my bias? I am bearish right now. Reason being, we're kind of bearish reaction from this high, bearish reaction from the BPR. Now, there is an interesting looking 1 minute here. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. 1 minute here, 2 minute as well. So, what's my IG? I don't have an Instagram. That's the other thing too. I don't really do social media. I don't profit off of that. I don't really do anything like that. So, I have to make trading work, right? Like, I'm not making the buku bucks like a lot of these guys. How many IFGs a week do you catch in lifetime normally on average? In AM, I'd like to say like 2 to 5. Just kind of depends on the week, depends on the news events, depends on a lot of things, right? But yeah, 2 to 5, A plus, it's pretty good. What's the easiest way to earn money from content? I don't know. Probably courses, courses, subscriptions, that kind of thing. I don't know. It really depends on like what's easier for you because like the easiest solution is clearly just, promote an affiliate code. I mean that like there's no work. You just, you know, at least with a course you have to be like somewhat creative and like entertaining and you know, yeah, I don't know. Any tips for becoming profitable? I mean, we'll talk about it all day, but basically you want to get to a point where you have a strategy that is repeatable, and then you really want to master your psychological blunders, if you have any. And those two things will definitely guide you to profitability. And we'll talk about how you can do that by building good habits and creating systems to enable that. Dodge will not be on today, no. How much would you risk per trade in a 50k eval? For me, I risk like a more because I don't really um care if I lose them, but I'll risk like 500 per trade. If you care about that and it's your first eval, you should risk like 200. Do I know anyone from working for Meta? I do not. Like I see so many of you guys like taking chase plays or whatever. If your trade doesn't have a defined stop loss and defined risk, you have to remember that with trading, we are risk managers first and day traders second, okay? So our goal is to protect capital at all times. And like if we're not doing that, then we're in bad shape. Did we dump last night? Kinda. I mean, we only felt like 120 points, I think, right? So kinda not really though. Like this is a dump. So 2 minute does look interesting. it wouldn't be stupid to have a bullish bias if we inverse this 15 minutes to the upside, and then maybe if we inverse the 4 hour as well. Do I usually put my stop? That's my hard stop, and then I'll do the manual stop out if we close above. And I'll risk, like when I take an inverse trade, the difference between the worst possible stop out and the best possible. So like let's say my entry's here, okay, and the best possible is, one tick close above the IFEG here. Worst possible is here for 24, okay? So 24, splitting the difference between 24 and 10 is 16. So I'd put my risk to about this. If I want to risk about 250 on this trade, I could take like 7 or 8 micros, okay? And that's how I do each one of my trades. What's my dream scenario today? Um, Maybe like a sweep of blended high and then a short would be good. Um, I don't care about the new week opening gap yet because we're holding this 4 hour bearish BPR. If we were to inverse that at 10 o'clock, then yeah, obviously I could see like the N1 being hit. But for right now, not yet. So as long as we're respecting bearish PD arrays, I'm not concerned with the N1. I think that this setup is like an A minus setup, given the price conditions, the time, the momentum. So A minus usually lands me in eval or singular funded territory. I don't know if I'd copy trade this or live account trade this, but definitely could work. But I just don't know. I'd rather just wait for open. Would you generally recommend to take a trade even before little time to market to open? Yeah, sometimes. Like if the textbook is really set up, or not really set up, really A plus, and we have good momentum, yeah, I'll take trades. Even a few minutes before open. Dream scenario for the day is probably a sweep of London highs and then a short. Maybe even like if we get enough momentum to happen in the new week. But yeah, looking for shorts. Did I say if the textbook is really set up? If the setup is really textbook, sorry. Long weekend. 883 is weaker, equal lows. Yeah, these ones aren't as important because they don't form at swing points. Am I jacked? Hell no. You guys want to see what I caught on Dashcam this weekend? Check this out. All right. So I'm driving home after getting food in Ann Arbor. All right, and they just run the red light, and like, yeah, happened right behind us. What do I drive? I drive a Camry. But yeah. Am I from Michigan? Yes. Yes. All right. So clearly 2 minute doesn't close below. What dash cam? I don't know. Some Chinese. I don't know. But yeah, I don't remember exactly what it's called. Oh, it's Red Tiger. Did I turn that over? Nah, but I told the 911 operator on the phone that I had it, and I'm guessing street cameras caught it, or maybe they had a dash cam or something. Where's Dodgy? Dodgy is stuck in San Francisco, I think. What car do I drive? I drive a 2020 Camry. Yeah, the stuff in Mexico was crazy. The city that my dad is from, is just like completely in shambles, and we just visited the other place, Puerto Vallarta, a couple of years ago. He's from Guadalajara, Samaya. Yeah, crispy. Yeah, no, my cousins and aunt and whatever, they heard the gunshots. Yeah, Verinder, I am bearish coming into today based on the reaction of the 4 hour here, the 4 hour inverse, and then the 4 hour BPR now. So I will probably become bullish if we inverse that back to the upside, but until then I'm bearish. I'm looking for like a sweep of London highs and then a short from there is my like dream scenario. But honestly, I'm not really married to anything. What about the daily bearish gap getting inversed? I think what's more important here is focusing on the reaction to the high inside the 4 hour gap, and this still holding, right? Like until we get a break of structure here, there's no reason for me to believe that that will go up. Um, so yeah. So far, lower time frame here looks kind of bullish. We have open in 45 seconds, so we will see what happens here. Yeah, Axis, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping for. So open in 10 seconds. All right. Looks like London is the target there. Now let's see. If we really get moving, then obviously I will completely disregard the bearish bias and we can flip. Like I said, not really married to anything here. Yeah, so Probably going to disregard that. Looks like New Week is the target right now. Just based off this candle off open. Ooh, look at this 30-second though. Coming off the New Week, we tapped into it. Yeah, dude. This 30-second kind of looks crazy. Are we running into any other gaps? No. So hopefully it doesn't go invalid. But yeah, this would be considered A plus. Just gotta wait for the close. $30 technically invalid now. But yeah, that's a pretty bearish reaction. Where is Dodgy? Dodgy is stuck in San Francisco, I think. So, yeah. Because we hit that ITL, obviously the setup is not valid and looks like it's going to lose. But how is 30-second invalid? Because there was this ITL that we swept here. This higher low, higher low, right? Formed at 9:30. Invalid kind of saved? Yeah, it did. It kind of did. Why invalid? Because this 9:30 wick low was an ITL. So anytime we take out an ITL that's formed on the swing of the inverse, then that makes the setup invalid. But yeah, obviously open here is not looking great. You know, gotta expect the worst coming into No News Monday. I think we have an SMT at high a day here. All right, attempt number 2 in the books. Anytime I'm seeing price inverse both bullish and bearish PD raise both ways off open, that just tells me like this is probably not the best trade. Did I flip my bias to bullish? I flipped my bias to bullish when the 15-minute close to London high. And then since then, I don't know. Right now, my bias is neutral. I have no idea where price is going to go. It's going to depend on this 15-minute closing and probably the 4-hour closing. That'll tell me that we're bullish to this high. But based off momentum, I'm already kind of bullish for the new week here. And I definitely think we can go for previous day here. For those of you that are new, I usually only cover for Dodgy when he has some sort of a emergency or he's busy with something out of his control where he's not able to get on stream. So that's why I'm here today. But yeah, I usually run the PM streams in this Discord. And so he should be back tomorrow. Okay. And then he can obviously, help you guys out and give you, whatever. But in the meantime, I'll kind of give you guys my thoughts on the market. I trade the same model as Dodgy. I try and trade about as similar as I can to him. So we have this next 30-second here. Just based off of the 1 minute and how price action is looking, I don't think I'm going to be interested in taking anything until I don't know. Maybe we speak about previous day here, or I don't know. Nothing's really interesting me so far. Am I profitable? Good question, Tommy. Yeah, I'm profitable. So does that mean I'll wait until 10? I don't know. Probably. I'm probably just gonna keep waiting until I see something better. I just don't like taking the reversal here, I don't think, because the reversal here doesn't really align with time. And I feel like I just need something with more confluences to really get me convinced to take a trade. And obviously this 30-second just went invalid. We did just balance a 5 minute gap, so maybe that's what we were looking to do before heading higher here. And maybe we'll get like a long setup now, but yeah, I don't know. If we get this 5 minute inverse, I guess I could take it, right? Like this is something that's a little bit better because the time frame is higher, and so it could give me a little bit more conviction, but I don't know. How old am I? I'm coming up on 24. I'll be 24 like next week. There wasn't like a major shift that did it, Scott. The big thing is just finding a good winning system. Remember, the goal of trading prop firms isn't to be beating the market; it's to just be beating the prop firms. So as long as you're taking setups that win the majority of the time, um, you'll be in good shape. You know, at that point, you just need to be a good risk manager. No, Dodge never mentioned me one on one. I was just a part of the streams. Just same situation that you guys are in right now. You know, joining these streams. With that 5 minute BA plus, um, yeah, kind of. Matthias, for the last 2 months it has been, but it fluctuates, right? Some months are better with affiliates and WAP than trading and vice versa. So yeah, it just kind of depends. Isn't that high protected in the 1 hour? I don't think so. No, because yeah, I don't think so. I mean, technically, yes, it is, but if we inverse the 4 hour here, I don't think it's protected. But yeah, technically, we should come down to previous day low first. You're right. We do have an SMT at this internal swing, so we'll see. But yeah, right now it's just no trade conditions. It feels pretty easy. We're just inversing bullish and bearish PD rays, and we're not really forming for value gaps on the 1 minute. And the wicks are kind of all over the place, so I think it's pretty easy to just not take anything here. All right. If that 30-second wasn't invalid, was that A plus? Dude, I kind of always hate taking less than 1 minute trades off open. Um, because they're just like lower probability I found. But mechanically speaking, yes, this would have been an A+ setup. Now, kind of starting to knife off this SMT. Maybe we ultimately see shorts play out now. I mean, there's a lot of liquidity below, so definitely could make sense here. And that was a very bearish candle. I mean, what did we just drop? Like 70 points in a minute? So, yeah. Once again, bearish reaction to this 15-minute gap. Probably would have to look for a confirmation setup here. So, do I trade micros? Yeah, I trade micros. Yep. Do my analysis and then Q traded micros. I honestly think ES has a better short setup here than NQ does. Right? This 5-minute. Yeah, dude, this is gone. So one thing we're not going to do here is chase because there's no defined stop loss for this chase, okay? So even though it looks good, it looks like we're going to dump. Every trade we take has to have a defined stop loss, so there's just no entry here.
Yo, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
Dude, I'm cooked.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I just woke up. What's the market doing? Are we dumping?
Kind of, yeah. A little bit.
Uh, we should run 24,877 here.
Yep.
Just made a bunch of trend line liquidity. Good, decent chase here, but the stop loss just sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, mark out the mark out the 2 a.m. Fair Value gap on the 5-minute from Monday 23rd.
I just marked out the 15. But sure, I'll mark out the 5 too.
Yeah, so like if that breaks, like we'll probably go lower.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean we have bearish news with Iran. I mean I'm super bearish here. Thoughts on Justin Werline? Dude, I always say in stream how like Justin switches a new strategy every 2 months. Who's been in here when I've said that? Like some people ask me about him. I'm like, well, other than the fact he switches strategies about 2 months, he's like decent. Like I've said that before.
I've
Like one
only
way you can tell someone, like, dude, one way you can tell someone's like kind of unprofitable is like they just like don't maintain the same model. They just like keep switching stuff. It's pretty easy to tell.
I've only ever heard good stuff about his psychology videos.
Dude, remember I said like last week, I'm like, people are listening to psychology videos by Justin Verline and he's like not a professional. Who remembers when I said that, bro? Like, bro.
I told people in the lunch stream too that someone like that guy who's all about the flash and the camera and shit, you can't trust a single thing that they do. single thing that they say. I don't even watch those people. Somebody sent me
Yeah,
that
I
dude's
know,
video
bro.
so many times, and I just scroll along, but I didn't watch any of that guy's shit.
Yeah, bro. Like, I remember like 3 years ago when he was making psychology videos. I'm like they're pretty good. And then like 2 years ago, I realized something. I realized any psychology video on the internet is just like bullshit. And like, it's not just Justin; he other people making these too. Like, it's just I don't know. You could just tell that it's all BS, bro.
Yeah, he gave up on the strategy videos
He
because the
basically
shit
just made
changed
it.
all the time.
Yeah, I know, literally. He basically just made a video saying how he lied about him making money. So
Is TJR legit? Probably now he might be because he's made so. Look at this, guys. So you guys know that we'll go with Patrick Wineyland for instance. Dude's been going at it for 10 plus years. It took him 10 plus years to get it like figured out. So I mean, JCap, same thing. 10 plus years. It takes a long time to be profitable. I don't care who the fuck you are. So like these guys are making a
dude,
killing.
can I be honest? Can I be honest, bro?
You're profitable, but you're different, dude.
Dude, I don't even
You're different.
dude, I don't even know what JCap or like like I don't even think Patrick's profitable, and I don't know about JCap either.
What I
Like,
meant by profitable
dude,
is that yeah, but you
JCap,
got to think too.
bro, listen, dude, JCap got the $2 million payout, and he's been like, I talk to him all the time, and bro, he's gotten rinsed since then.
Oh, really? Damn.
Like, bro,
That's
yeah, he's always wrong and always, dude, I don't understand.
okay. I got you. Okay, then you definitely know those guys more than I do. But what I was going with is like when you're making a killing from other stuff, like Patrick Wineyland, for instance, his YouTube makes a killing, right? His little thing that he sells, his little course makes a
Yeah,
killing. So when you have it takes capital to make money. It takes what I mean by that is it takes thousands and thousands of dollars to make money. So that's what these guys
yeah,
are
it's just
showing you. They're
easier.
just not. Yeah, oh, it's way easier. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Is Tanya good?
Right.
Dodgy is Tanya profitable?
Dude, I don't think so. I don't know though. I doubt
Oh
it, but
shit.
I don't know.
Oh shit. Well, enjoy, boys and girls.
Dude, I think I do actually think Tory Trades is profitable. Like, no bullshit. I think he is. But the only reason Tori's profitable is because she takes like 3 trades a year, bro. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I don't know about PJ Trades, bro. I don't know about anyone, dude. All I know is if you take one play a day for the next year and you wait for A+ IVG setup, you will be profitable. It's like hard not to be profitable if you do that. Bro, you're gonna trade? Um, okay, someone just said, bro, are you gonna trade? Is there anything to trade here, guys? Is there any model that we kind of see here yet, or any A+ model based on what I teach? Yeah, no, not yet. So the answer is no, no trade right now.
Trade polymarket on Iran? Yeah, we could do that. But this 30-second short was A+ or no? No, the first one was invalid. The second one was kind of made. Gold's on steroids. Oh, is it back? Is gold back? No, gold is kind of back. Would you look at that? Wow. We got a 5-minute IPG long after sweeping out these lows, respecting that 15-minute gap to the left here. We got the macro, but we still have to wait 4 minutes for the candle to close. And the draw on liquidity is kind of mid. So I think this actually would be a better maybe confirmation setup if we got it short. But we did just run out all those lows here that were acting as a good draw. So the only thing we'd have left is like this stuff here. Let's see if we just came up for 50. Oop, I grabbed the wrong one. I don't know what I just grabbed. So came up for 50%. Put in a 1-minute gap here. What do we think about this one, Dodgy? Why was the first 30-second invalid? Because we swept out that ITL at 9:30. It was very tiny. It wasn't that obvious. Oh boy, we got that 1 minute. So this would be like a A-/A setup. Reason why is because we have the macro singular gap. We get good momentum. But no liquidity sweep really. So, oh, and the draw liquidity isn't that good. So I'd probably lean more towards A-.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. The low is not protected yet because we haven't put in the ITL yet. All right, we got 3 seconds. Does look like we're gonna get the
Yo,
close
what do
here.
you think about?
Hello?
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I
What do
can
you
hear
think about this? What do you think about this 1 minute?
I rated it A-/A because the draw on liquidity isn't that good anymore to the low that we're targeting. The break even isn't that good. But I like the setup how it looks mechanically. If we get good momentum, singular gap, I think it's like singular funded, eval play maybe. I like the reaction of 50% too, so maybe funded play. Like maybe this is a play you take on your apexes, but I don't think it's a live account play. Agree?
Yeah, the targets. It would be live account play if we left the engineer liquidity below.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't like how we didn't leave the engineer liquidity below.
Yeah. Optimal stop loss, unoptimal difference. Like here-ish. 36 points
Dude,
risk.
like honestly, if you're bearish, I think you should take this on the live account. I don't know. I feel like this is a live account play if you're really confident being bearish. Like, there's nothing wrong with it besides the target. But I don't know.
See, the target is very important to me, guys. That's why like I'm emphasizing it as like not the best live account play, but I don't know. That's just from what I've noticed.
Yeah, it's really up to your guys' discretion, I guess. I think I mean, I'm not taking this in anything, but, so I'm not logged in or anything, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the close. If we get like a good close here, maybe I'll try. Right. Play.
Best lucid
Yeah,
play.
everything's A plus about this. Dude, everything's A plus. And the target's like C. Yeah. I'm gonna probably take this in options.
I'll just respond to you in chat, Luca.
Did it close?
Nope. Yeah, no close.
Yeah, that's terrible.
One,
Yeah, now this
two,
look.
3, 4. I'm working on the fifth pin will it close.
Yeah. This guy, I don't like. I mean, we just kind of lost momentum. For like a, if I'm gonna go for like a target that's like high resistant, I want to see momentum. I feel like this isn't enough, but it's definitely an eval play. You guys, like, I think I want it to work because we're bearish. Like, I'm definitely bearish here, so I want it to work, but I don't like the speed, momentum, and just how Viva the target sucks. So again, it's up to you guys to be honest. But I think I'm gonna pass this one up. There'll be more setups. So yeah, it been decent. We just kind of lost momentum. Bro. I just don't like how it looks anymore.
So Dodgy, are you in San Francisco or Florida right now?
I'm in LA. I'm at Desi's house right now.
Gotcha. You have a flight out today?
No, I'm gonna be here for like 10 days, bro.
Oh, okay, I got you. Got you, got you.
All right. So if we get this play, guys, I want everyone at least to take this on paper. Okay. Just for some forward testing. Can we all do that, please? You can take it on an account if you're bearish, maybe if you want, but at least take some paper. I don't like it for a live account play, but paper trade it, get some screen time in because now it sucks. And then again, just practice. If it stops out, practice stopping out. And then if it does hit TP, just practice taking TP. Um, so yeah, please paper trade this.
Break even here.
Again, yeah, I mean, it's up to you, bro. I'm just like, I'm not even gonna paper trade this, but I think you guys should paper trade this just for an educational moment or just, um, you know how like sometimes you don't take a play for a week, and then we all of a sudden get a play and you just like you haven't executed in a while, so you just like don't stop out or you don't know how to take TP. Like that's like I don't know. At least paper this, get the screen time in, or you can take an eval. It doesn't matter. I mean, I want it to work because I'm bearish, so. It's all up to your conviction. Yeah, exactly. Just it's getting reps in, right? And even though it's not a great play anymore, it's still good to get the reps in for sure. Especially if it stops out. Like if it stops out and you get on paper, it's just like it's just you practice executing. Yeah. So personally speaking, I think if the 5 minute breaks, I think that'll be almost a better short than this, but I think the 5 minutes gonna be more important. So
Because
if we break the 5 minute, then I'll take options. But until that 5 minute breaks, I don't want to really take anything. I think the 5 minutes more important here. We held it and just I don't know. That's why like, if we break the five, does it make sense how if we break the 5 minute guys, we have more engineer liquidity below versus now we don't. That's why I like that 5 minute better.
it's like our condition to the low.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the last line of defense, to be honest. Versus this 5 minute, it's not really telling us we're gonna go to that low, but the 5 minute, the bigger one, will probably tell us we're gonna go lower. But we'll see. Check like the wait, no, 1 minute. Never mind. Also, pretty bad PA here. I feel like if this was a good play, we would not be getting a pullback here. So definitely right call on paper in this. It could still work, but again, it's just not. Doesn't really make you jump out of your seat, to be honest. Check the 30-second. Yeah, see, this looks a lot better right here, but obviously I don't take 15-second trades.
Yeah.
So, do you see how this 15-second like actually has a target now? Show them the target. Like, see how we have the two consecutive lows we could actually target. These are the plays that are a little better because at least if your bias is wrong, we should hit those and hit the break even. Versus if you just take the 5 minute, it's like it's just not a high confident like draw to the break even. So that's my take.
It's a good sign though.
Type one if that makes sense. Yeah, for sure. It's a good V shape. Type one if that makes sense.
Okay.
All right,
never mind.
good.
It's cooked. It's just cooked.
Yeah, his price action's not great. Did it close or no? I can't even see.
Looks like it did. Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so if honestly if this 15-second as a whole, this is probably gonna be cooked. Pretty. I mean, I wanted the whole land bearish, but we'll see, I guess.
If I
And
was
then
in
the
a
break
short
even would
here,
be
I'd probably go break even here now.
obviously those targets. Yeah, for sure. But you gotta get speed though soon. I mean, it's the macro time, so
Yeah. Oh, there
again,
it
you kind
is.
of see like the way prices. Oh wow, there it is. So there'd be the break even for the 15-second. And then we should just keep jumping here, I think, because I am bearish. Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys the 15-second and show you guys why I thought it was a better play than the 5 minute.
5 minute closes in 30 seconds. This will be important to tell us whether or not we're going to continue to head lower here, guys.
Yeah, 100%. And the 5 minute close here, I'm going to take options probably.
There's the 5 gone. So because
Yeah, so
we
there's a
now have like
5 minute
the
close.
condition breaking for this low, I'm not going to scale as much of my position at this low. I'm going to try and hold out for this low.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll scale like 40% here.
Yeah, you don't want to see too much pushback on this 5 minute. You kind of just want to see a straight flush here.
So I'm out 40%.
Nice.
What did I take?
Okay,
I
I'm
just took
up
the
15%. I'm gonna scale some options here for 15%, guys. I'm in 0 DDEs.
Yeah, I'm just on an eval, Cactus. Yeah, I didn't take that unfunded. Don't worry. Y'all didn't miss nothing.
I'm in my live, obviously, because options.
Yeah, Dodgy's in. I'm guessing he'll stop out if like the 1 minute here breaks because this should hold OB plus 1 minute gap. So he's got something going on.
Yeah,
like
we'll see.
that.
I scaled some for 50%. So then if this 1 minute does break and I lose 15% of the other contracts, I'll still be green. Or I'll be break even. At least like I'm not gonna take a loss. Again, option that mistakes if like I scale because it's a giant like a giant delta pump.
Are you a fan of this long potentially because we're still holding this 15-minute gap?
Nah, dude, it just goes against my bias, bro.
Okay. Let's try to see the other side here. Maybe like 10 a.m. reversal potentially.
I mean, yeah, dude, if you're bullish, this looks great. But
Yeah.
if we get the long, I'll probably stop out. I'll probably be down around 15% on my options, and I'll get out. But I already scaled for 15%, so I kind of hedged it a little bit. I'm hoping just harder direct here though.
What time frame
But
reliable?
yeah,
For the
15
long?
minutes the next condition here.
The 1 minute. Blake's planning to take the 1 minute long? Okay, interesting. Gotta see like yeah, just this OB get put in now. Is this like 50% maybe?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, so this is like an area of efficiently traded price action because we had an equal amount of buying orders and selling orders here. Mango. So this creates like what is known as an order block, okay? And we want to see price go towards
Dude.
inefficiencies and away from efficiently traded price action. So we'd expect this to hold if we're to remain bearish. Am I bullish or bearish? I'm bearish. Yeah, I'm actually in a short right now, so
Yes.
it's looking really good. Now, if we break structure here tonight through this Asia low, we'll go for previous day. I mean, it's an obvious wick low here, right? It's that 930 wick that we talk about. It's always a good target. So if you want to like try and leave a runner for that, you can. I'll probably just take full at the Asia low because we have this obvious 15-minute gap that needs to break first. And I think we could probably get a bounce off that, but we'll see.
Yo, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
I need.
Oh, we lost you. Oh wow, this 15
Dude,
second.
I need his Wi-Fi, dude.
Is this an A setup? I said this was like A minus because the momentum on the close on the 1 minute. The 5 minute setup, I think Dodgy said is a live account play. So the idea here is that obviously we'll have.
I mean, I'm in my live options.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, I'm going break even from options here.
And
All right, I just gotta stop breaking mountains, you guys. Damn. Break even. Just damn. Still so worse though. It just didn't move fast enough for me. And I already scaled for 15%, so I'm green in the table, but just not as green as I could be. I don't know if this stop loss is gonna save me. The only way I'll get back in is if we get the 15-minute close now.
okay. Yeah, we got 3 minutes for that.
Dude, I hate options so much. I'm still green though, obviously. Do you guys see why I scaled the options on the little spike? It's just like with the options you have to, bro. Yo, go to the 15-minute real quick. Yeah, I have a futures live account. There's a bot running on right now, and I'm also on my phone, and I don't want to trade a live account right now, especially my Wi-Fi is really bad right now. Nothing's loading, so and I'm not on my setup or anything, so just trying to do some options here. Um, I have a bot running. I'm up like 2.5K from the bot today. It's just running on my futures account right now. I'm just testing it. I'll show you guys my P&L real quick today. I'll tell you. This is my P&L from today.
SMT at this low. Just about. There it is.
Yeah, guys, you want to see this break for lower here for sure. Mm. You guys see how I keep making like these protected lows that keep bouncing out of the survey gap? Like, that's the reason I got on my options to break even, because I don't want to see that. We should have just flushed if I'm right. And I'm knowing it's like Monday, it's like I don't want to be in the mood if we're not going to run. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather wait for another play. So that's my take.
Also, I feel like normally we should see price run liquidity during the macro, and when
Wait.
we fail to do that, it's kind of like bad price action.
Go to the 1 minute here real quick.
All right, 1 minute.
Actually, wait, let's see if this 15.
All right, 15. No close.
Yeah, so no close. So I'm probably going to here, finish the day slightly green here, guys. I don't really want to participate in this anymore. How do you know if you're in a trade or not? You don't. This is not a signal service. This is just education.
What is up, Bills? ES looks so much better. Yeah, it does actually. I think because Nvidia is like actually doing well today, and so the weight from that is like pulling NQ up more so. But yeah, I think when ES hits its low of day, I'm probably gonna scale some more on this eval trade.
Are you still in?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it didn't quite hit the break
Yo,
even.
someone said,
But
how do you know if we're in a trade or not? Did you
um,
see that? Someone said, how do you know if we're in a trade or not?
yeah. I mean, the honest answer is it shouldn't matter, but yeah. Thoughts on this 30-second? Not something I would take, probably, just because the 15 minutes still holding. Trade is cool. Okay, good to know. I wanna wait for other people to test it first, kind of be guinea pig, figure out how the data is, and um, if there's any issues with it before I like put my own money into it. But yeah, that's cool. That trade sees working. Yeah, probably get another stop run here and break even me on the rest of these, which is fine. I think you need to purchase like the Ninja account on Lucid, Tommy, and then you need to download the TradeC brokerage software or go to their website and log in. That's how it works. I'm not exactly sure though. I don't really think I care about Trump speaking right now because um, I don't think it's like anything important, right? I mean, maybe he mentions like the Iran strike, which would actually be very helpful for my position right now, but I don't know what else. Yeah. Yeah, the cartel situation, I mean, I don't know. Is that why your flight was canceled, Dodgy? Was it because there was too many redirected flights from Mexico? Would I look at the 5-minute inversion? If you mean to the upside, no. The downside, that's kind of what Dodgy just tried. I'd be paying attention to like the 1 minute here. The 1 minute inverses, that
Yeah.
probably is going to go higher.
I was looking at the 5-minute one, but I got stop break even.
Here's the thing, guys. This is probably going to be a break even. So if you want to cut it early and just secure some profit, that's fine. Because like technically from the 1 minute entry, it's still up like 20 points. I just don't really care because eval, but this is just not bearish. We're continuing to respect this 30-second.
Not great PA. This is horrible.
Yep. And there's the break even for the rest for me, but it's because micros actually just messed it up. I think NQ might still be in.
Do you guys see why I saw break even? Because when I see us not flush, do that protected low and make that protected low, I don't want to be in the trade. Like it could still work, but like I'd rather just participate in trades that are gonna flush immediately. That makes sense, everyone. Like I don't want to sit in a trades that are just gonna chop or like not make the move I want right away. Type one if that makes sense.
Okay. 1 minute got break even.
The 1 minute trigger here.
Yeah, yeah. 1 minute long just triggered.
So if you guys are bullish, I would take this. Personally, goes against my bias. But again, don't copy my bias. I could very well be wrong here. I was wrong about the bias a lot last week, and market goes up 70% of the time. So I'm obviously not taking this or anything, but good luck if you do.
It's up 30 points, depending on where you got filled. So I don't know, probably
Yeah.
could go break even. I don't think this should pull back 30 points. But the actual break even is
I hope this fails, bro.
bigger.
It's so annoying when these plays work because, like, I don't know. I feel like this is a pattern trade, bro. Yeah, it was Tariff Samaya.
We have the delivery.
Blake took it. Yeah. Yeah, apparently Blake took this, but I still don't like it, guys. So if you want to signal bot Blake, then take it. But if it goes against your bias, then I would just chill out here because it goes against my bias. Mhm. Does that type one, if that makes sense, why I'm not taking this? It goes against my bias. That's literally the only reason. Now, if this works, will I have any FOMO? No, why won't I have FOMO? Yeah, because why would I want to take a trade that's out of my system, it's not my bias, that just I don't have conviction in, right? It's just I don't want to do that.
You show me the difference
So if it
between a
works,
pattern
great.
trade and a
I don't
continuation
care.
trade.
Technically, there's no difference. Like you could call this a pattern trade, or you could call if you're bullish, this isn't a pattern trade. But if you're bearish like me, then yes, it's a pattern trade. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say that the two are like in the same category. Pattern trade, like the opposite of a pattern trade would be like a subjectively good trade, one that aligns with your bias
Yeah.
and has good confluences. A pattern trade doesn't really do that, but mechanically it looks great, right?
Yeah.
A, the the category that continuation trade would fall in is like, okay, we've had our reversal setup play out, and now you're looking to take a continuation trade off that reversal, and it like aligns with your bias and like all that, right?
Yeah. I honestly think this failing is a better short, guys. Someone said why is it A plus if you're bullish? Yes, if you're bullish it's A plus, but I'm just not bullish here. So pretty good reaction off that, to be honest. But
Yeah. Damn, that 15 second. The 15 seconds got it on the heater today.
yeah, I know. Dude, it's so I literally hate I'm gonna hate if this works, bro. Ugh.
We have an SMT. That's that reaction there. Yes, re-swept its low down here.
I really hope it fails.
I think ES wants its low a day. So like until that happens, I'm just not interested in longs.
Yeah. Dude, I'm not praying at Blake's downfall. It's just like, dude, this is such a I don't know. I'm just so bearish.
Hey, while Price isn't really doing anything, I got a question for the Arc Raiders players. Who's expediting? Type 1. Who is going on the expedition?
Yo, draw the little trend line for me right now
All right.
to the downside. Does that look good or no? Nah, I
It's a
think
little
I kind of
steep.
too steep, low key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This looks like something, maybe.
I don't know if we're in a trade. You don't. We're not a signal service, bro.
They are expediting. Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm going to as well. My stash is
Dude,
like worth
please,
10 mil. RIP though.
please fail here. Now, when will this play like officially fail? Like, what do we want to see here for the bias and for this play to actually fail? Yeah, we want to see a death candle or a closure below this inverse here. Exactly.
Oh, what did you think about this 30-second that failed? Yeah, to me, this was
What one?
invalid. This was after open. We
Uh,
swept London high, delivery out of the gap to the left, V shape.
it doesn't look bad. I can't say I wasn't awake when that happened.
Okay. Sure, sure.
It's hard for me to speak on stuff that I'm not awake for because like I don't need to see it in live time. Bro, is anyone watching this like really hoping this fails? Like, bro, I literally hope we get a death candle here, bro. All right, we should. Let's go. Let's go. Where's Blake's stop loss? I think he's gonna get stopped here, bro. Below the Jim OB, okay. Let's go.
Let's
Hey,
go,
wait, did it
is
close, bro?
crazy.
Dude, this is not a good trade, bro. I think the bias is bearish. I'm sorry, guys. Someone's gotta get this recording of me saying this. It'd be so funny. Blake's chat is slamming him hard, damn.
Blake's gonna have to come out later with a Justin Werline style video.
Yeah. If you're in shorts, where's a good TP? I think like London low or yeah, London low. He got stopped. Damn. All right, type one if you're glad you didn't take that. Let's go. I told y'all that was not a good pattern. That was a pattern trade and just against my bias. So let's go. Or Asia low. Sorry.
Yeah, for sure. Risk. Yeah. We can get that off the chart now.
So wait, reliable. You were bearish too. That's so you didn't like it either, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
perfect.
bearish.
Yeah, nice. Dude, let's go. I'm so glad that failed, bro. Thank God. That was such a horrible trade. I'm bearish. So if you look at all my social medias and all my index commentary and everything I posted last night, I said I'm mega bearish for today. And like if we're not bearish, this market just sucks. And I'm not going against that. Like, can you show my index commentary?
Sure.
Pull my index commentary. So basically last night index commentary, I'm saying bearish as AF with all the news and technicals. I said if this is not bearish, this market is garbage. News and 4-hour IFG, and I said everything is bearish too. If I'm that bearish, do you really think I'm going to try to take along to the other side? No, never. So, and then I was like, and then I even said on Instagram, if we're not bearish, I'm gay. Kind of funny, but you get the point. Like, I don't want to go against my bias, especially when I'm super confident in the bias. So,
And really,
all right,
like,
I'm gonna.
if this was bullish, like I said, guys, you should have gone break even after the century because we pumped like
Yeah,
25, 30
100%. That
points.
was a great. That was a very underrated call, reliable. Good job. When hour is holding, it doesn't matter though. You went for the long because you called it out. What do you mean? I call out not it. What do you mean we called it out?
We mentioned it. we just the mentioning of it was enough to get them to press the buttons. I think that's what they mean.
Dude, I did not. I said don't take it. I said I'm
Yeah,
bearish. No one
we
taking
all
it.
said we're bearish and that they weren't taking it, but because you mentioned the trade as existing, they had to enter. The
Yeah, I
sleeper
mentioned it was
cell never woke.
existing. I didn't remember. Bro. If you guys didn't take that because I said it was a pattern trading, you trusted my bias, then don't leave a review because why the hell are you copying my bias? You should all have your own bias. Y'all
30
y'all
seconds
thought
to break.
y'all thought I said y'all I guarantee you all thought I was gonna say leave a 5-star review, but don't leave a review because you should all have your own bias at the end of the day. And if you're bullish and you took that, okay, decent, but like still I'm bearish. Now, how many people did not listen to me about my bias? They kind of were just already bearish based off what I've taught, and that just made them not take it. Type one. Okay, so you guys, you can leave a 5-star review, but the people who just like copied my bias there and didn't take that long, you need to make your own bias. Yeah, me too. I was bearish for honestly when I was bearish was when I saw the Iran news. Like for sure. That's funny. All right, I'm gonna make a video about this play. See you guys later.
See you, man. All right, so at this point we can establish that this is just bad price action. There's probably not going to be any other trade until we like sweep Asia low or something, maybe like a reactionary long. I do want to address like the 3 different kinds of trades. So first one is reversal setup. These are in order. Okay, this is the best setup, then continuation, then retracement. Okay, these are the 3 kinds of setups. And then on top of that, we have subjectively good, which is what we want to be taking, what we want to be taking, right? Every funded play. Ooh, I don't know what's happening with my mouse. Why is it not? Okay. And then we have pattern trades, okay? And these are like mechanically good, mechanically aligned with model, but not with bias. Okay? And so these reversal setups are the ones that we get that it's like, okay, we get the external liquidity sweep, we have the good draw above, we have the nice Judas swing, the nice reversal, whatever it is, right? The continuation plays are going to be any play that comes after that reversal has printed. And then the retracement is going to be any time that we have a play that goes against bias. But in the context of liquidity and like in terms of like, okay, we just swept out a major external low, external high, and there's like an opportunity for price to come back because we've left like an unfilled 1 hour, unfilled 15-minute. That's these plays, okay? So they go against the overall higher time frame bias, but it can still be a good entry because in the short term we need to pull back, okay? These are your 3 types of setups. This is the setup you want to be taking most often and with the most risk. These are the setups you want to be taking somewhat often if like the draw on liquidity is really good. And these are the setups you want to be taking least often, okay? And all of your trades that you're taking unfunded should be subjectively good, meaning they align with bias, they have good, confluences aligned with them, and obviously they're mechanically good, okay? Pattern trades you take just to, forward test and get screen time and that kind of thing. Maybe you take it on eval because sometimes they work. So that's about it. Those are the differences. This 30-second short being put in, and then the 1-minute OB here being respected is a very good sign. So that tells us that order flow was bearish to this low. And then we did just take out low of day on ES, so probably should scale or at least be break even if you decide to take a short at any point here, maybe the 15-second or whatever. While I was kind of explaining that, but yeah. Bias is stupid easy. Bias is just draw on liquidity plus order flow. We established this morning that higher time frame order flow is bearish because we're continuing to respect bearish PD arrays and disrespect bullish ones after the 4-hour sweep. So we're respecting this 4-hour gap to the left, disrespecting this 4-hour to the left, this 4-hour bullish gap, and then obviously disrespecting these other bullish gaps here. And then we've just kind of been in this downtrend all morning after sweeping out London High. I said that the dream scenario for this morning was a sweep of London High and then a bearish reaction. That's exactly what we got. And then this is the target for right now because we don't know if price is going to hold this 15-minute, okay? So we know what order flow is, and then we know what draw is because the draw and liquidity were all these stacked lows here and here, okay? So that's how you got bias. Now, right now, when we're looking at like being bullish, the only reason why you take a long here is for a retracement. But the thing is, we don't need to take a retracement because everything here is efficiently traded. That's why this long that Blake takes is bad, okay? This is all efficiently traded price action. This is all balanced, okay? So the draw on liquidity is not here. We need to address the conflicting draw below first, the sell side, before seeing a retracement back up, okay? That's about it. Also, SMT at the low here. So this is where we kind of get into like no man's land. We don't really know what price is going to do here off the SMT, and we're going to gauge the reaction here to price sweeping out the low, and then that kind of tells us, okay, whether or not the SMT matters. But the SMT happening itself isn't what matters. It's the combined effect of everything off of the SMT. So here we need to see the inverse play out. We need to see continuation plays play out. We need to see order flow reversing, right? So this is a good sign, right? 3-candle V shape. Now it's off the SMT. This is a much better play than what Blake took, okay? Because we have that external liquidity sweep on at least ES. I mean, it would have been way better if we got it on NQ, but obviously they're a little misaligned this morning, right? NQ is a little bit more bullish because I believe the indices weighted a little bit more towards tech, and I think tech is doing a little bit better this morning, okay? So yeah, this 1 minute long, mechanically, very good. Subjectively, I think we need more confluence to see this long play out because right now the draw on liquidity isn't amazing, right? It's just okay. Right, we kind of have these stacked highs going on here, and the good news is like the conflicting draw has been half addressed. But yeah, honestly, here I would be wanting more confirmation because this is only like a C quality draw on liquidity, right? You can break down the draws on liquidity from A, B, and C rating, and anytime it's not like A or B, you want extra confluence on your actual setup. Okay. What do I think about the 15-minute pre-market long from the IPG to the high? Oh yes, this one. It looks like we were actually still respecting this. Oh no, it was this one here. My apologies. It's just okay. It's just fine. I mean, once I saw this get put in, I imagined we go to London High, and this is kind of like your retracement play, right? Where it's counter trend on the higher time frame, but we need a retracement to address the conflicting draw here. So in that regard, it's just okay. So still respecting the 1 minute. That tells me, you know, based off this reaction that we're probably going to head lower, right? We talked about we need to wait to see the reaction at the SMT here to gauge to see if it really matters. If we were really bullish, would we be getting this kind of reaction? Probably not, right? So important to pay attention. Does everything that I kind of say make sense? Samuya, I think you were the one that asked about that. Is there a sheet on that? Not necessarily. I do have a tweet that kind of breaks it down a little bit. But this is kind of just stuff that I've collected from Dodgy and that I've put together. But yeah, Apoff. Sorry, I did not put this together. Apoff put this together using kind of the knowledge that I just dropped. He's the GOAT. You know, he's been in the Discord, very active, and been a mentorship student. He's a great guy. So, is this being recorded? Yes, absolutely. Honestly, I was a slacker this weekend with the IPGs of the week, so that'll get dropped today as well. I have it rendered. I just have to upload it. Everything else has been uploaded. I'm caught up on PM stuff. I'm caught up on the AM streams from last week. So yeah, I'll be caught up after this. So yeah, if you guys want to say, I guess, hi to the YouTube video, you know, you can just type in the chat and it'll come up. But yeah, it's like yeah, there you go. Whatever happened to the guy at Vert? I don't know. Bro's doing his own thing. Yes. Thank you, QW. Yeah. So the the part that you're paying for with these AM streams and with my PM streams and whatever is part educational, part setups and call outs and that kind of thing, right? This morning you didn't just pay for the winning call outs or the winning trades that we took. You also paid for the losers that you avoided, right? So there was the 1 minute long here. There was the 30-second short off open that we mentioned as invalid. And if you're trading on your own, there's a chance that you might take those. But by being in here and having us explain to you, why maybe these setups aren't as good, you're able to save yourself some money. And that's the benefit also. So keep that in mind whenever you're like, oh, why am I even here? Why am I even paying this? This is why. Do you go break even when there's an SMT at the internal low? Not necessarily at the internal, but at the external, yes. Would be good if we sweep Asia low, tap the 4-hour FEG and get a reversal. Potentially. I wouldn't say wait, 4-hour FEG. Oh, this one to the left. So with indirect delivery, I don't really focus on that too much. So it's really going to depend on the reaction that we get to the 15-minute gap getting tapped into here. Because then this would be direct delivery. If we have a really bullish reaction to Asia low being swept and we get a reversal, then maybe, yeah, we could see a long. But honestly, I think I'd prefer just to see price speed past and run the previous day low. And honestly, I want the higher time frame to become bearish. We're just so due to run out some of this liquidity and break out of this higher time frame range. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but for the last 6 months, we've basically been in the exact same range. Okay? And this is something I haven't seen yet trading futures in the last 3 years. This is 6 months of the same exact PA. So I would like to see a breakdown of something so that we can, basically just change weather. Change what we're doing. I'm sick of being in this range, so. Rate the 5 minute almost inverse at open. I thought it was A+, is that correct? 5 minute almost inverse at open. You mean this one here? Yes, this would be A+. How would I rate that 30-second short? I rated it in live time A+, but then I said it was invalid because there's a tiny ITL here, okay? And technically, this makes the setup go invalid. You can see this is a higher low, lower low, higher low, okay? And so I said that this was technically invalid. What's an ITL? An internal low. Or intermediate term low is the actual, thing. But it's just a low that forms inside the range, not at the extremity of the range. Is this low at 24,807 a protected low? No, because I mean technically yeah, but it's protected high above as well. So protected low and protected high. Last thing we swept out was buy side, so I think we're due to go back to sell side. What time does PM stream start? 1:30 p.m. Eastern. The most recent 30-second. Oh, this one here. This failed technically, so I wouldn't say it's a good short because it's too far away. But actually the good short here is this 15-second. If you took this 15-second, this was good, but obviously a break even on this pullback after running the low. So the reason why this 15-second is good is because very V-shaped, a lot of momentum OB created. So I wouldn't ever take a 15-second in the range like that. I usually like to wait for the extremity to be swept if I'm going to take a 15-second. But mechanically there, that's decent for sure. Just inverse the 15? Oh, true. Yeah, so we finally broke that, right? This was our condition to head to this low. So it kind of makes sense why we're just, knifing now. So yeah, this low needs to be taken now. This is 100% the target. Jimmy, so the sooner you take a payout on Lucid, the less money you can request overall. And so I like building up the 4K on Lucid to request half so I can take the max payout. So I can get 12K per account every payout. Have I done that yet? Not yet with Lucid. But over time, that's my ultimate goal. I've gotten to the second payout, I think, and then I blew up on the third payout attempt, and so now I had to start over. You think it's better in the beginning to stay off the 30-second trades? Honestly, no. I like the 30-second even as a beginner. It's just sometimes the 30-second off open is kind of low probability. Yeah, after this, I think the 6 payout you can move to live. What was my run for the first time and second? First payout I took was, I believe I was at 3K and I took $1,000. So I left myself 2K. Second one, it was like I had 800 and I took like 4K. Something like that. And so the second payout, I was left with like 1,800 and I blew up with the 1,800. It was like 1,700 drawdown. So with those flex accounts, do you permanently have the same drawdown when you start? No, it's not static. It's end of day. So as you make more profit at the end of the day, that profit gets your drawdown moved up. Okay. So if you make $1,000 intraday, you have $3,000 drawdown. But at the end of the day, your drawdown gets reset back to 2K until you get to the buffer, which is, I guess, 2K. PA is no bueno. Hey, just a little tip I learned from this guy on social media who does this. Anytime there's a disaster or anything like that, trips and plane tickets become a lot cheaper to those destinations. So it might be time to book a trip to Mexico. Just saying. When is a low no longer protected? When we take out the swing low of the swing that creates the protected high or low. So in this scenario here, this high is protected. If we run this low, this high will no longer be protected. Same thing for this low. This low is... Wait, which low? This low here is technically protected. If we ran out this high, it would no longer be protected, but we haven't done that, so... Oh, wait, no, I lied. This is the swing high, actually, so no, this is no longer protected. But maybe it was this? I don't know. One of these is protected, you just need to take out the swing high. Vice versa. What disaster happened in Mexico? Oh, there was just like a... The leader of the biggest cartel in Mexico, the CJNG, was killed by the U.S. I mean, not by the U.S. military, the Mexican military. And the cartels retaliated by creating road blockades, lighting cars on fire, lighting businesses on fire, threatening citizens there by saying that they would instill a curfew in the afternoon, and then if anybody violated that curfew, they would be shot. So yeah, a lot of terrible stuff. My family's in Mexico, and they were having to deal with all that yesterday, so that was pretty not good. Yeah, the strat now is because all that's happening, you buy a ticket, a month from now, whenever, everything will be cheaper because tourist demand drops, and there you go. It'll probably be fine, right? Yeah, they're okay. How bad was the 30-second shorted open, actually? It's just, mechanically, it's invalid, right? So because we hit that ITL, subjectively, I don't think it's that bad of a trade. It's just, like, lower probability because it's, like, right off open. Usually, like, setups like these, you want, like, extra confirmation if you're going to take at open, right? A lot of really good liquidity, that kind of thing. Reggie says horrible idea. Yeah, not financial advice, guys. Kind of a joke, but I don't know. There's always stuff going on everywhere, If it's not Mexico, it's here, the riots that we had, all that kind of stuff. Or there's a school shooting, or, whatever, right? Like, at least in America, right? Obviously, for other countries, y'all can't say the same, but yeah. We don't stop going to Las Vegas just because that one guy shot all those people from the whatever hotel. It's just, it is what it is. It's part of life, shit's violent. Yeah, we drive every day, right? Driving. I just showed you guys that video, right? Maybe you guys didn't see it. Some of you guys probably weren't here, but I was driving home. Let me see if I can get this pulled up. And I caught this on dash cam. This was right behind me. They just run the red light, and these people got crashed into. This was literally right behind me this weekend. I could have taken this way home. If I'd been 1 minute later, maybe I don't see them and I hit them and changes my whole day. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. That's the second car accident me and my girlfriend have witnessed this year. First one was in Boston. That one was right there, and then this is our third one we witnessed. The other one was really bad too. We saw somebody T-bone and the car flipped. It was a minivan. But yeah, there's the TP. Depending on the reaction of this low, that'll tell us whether or not we go to previous day. He was braking, but I think the road was a little slick, Sergey, because I heard the tire squeal. So he was either his tires were bald or he lost traction on the road. But yeah, he was trying to brake. Yeah. Wow, okay, so just completely knifed through that low there. What do I tell my bus if he wants to drive far distance in a vehicle with no airbag? What kind of vehicle? How much are you getting paid? Yeah, 9:30 candle on Friday. If you're on salary, don't do that. If it's a vehicle that should have airbags and doesn't because they're cheap, report that shit to OSHA. Anonymously. And if you get fired, then you can sue them for wrongful termination. And then you can make a bag. And you can go get a new job with a better boss. I don't know. Thanks for AM. Yep, I'll catch you later, Dad Master. But yeah, if we're continuing to be bearish here, this 1 minute gap should hold. Now, I think we're still bearish to previous day. I feel like if we were bullish here, we would not have knifed as aggressively through that low. And we are in the macro, so we could see previous day low ran here. Is 1 minute 30-second good long since we took extremity of the range? We have not taken extremity of the range. Extremity is previous day here. This is still, in my opinion, an ITL, but longs here would be better than before. The problem is the draw. The draw above is still not that good. There's not really any good retracement play, and obviously the reaction here is just not bullish. So we'd have to have like a really bullish candle here, 70 points in a minute, something like that, in order to convince me that okay, yeah, this long is definitely going to work. Yeah, for sure, Jimmy. I thought I said in live time that the play went invalid, but maybe I was a little late. I know that sometimes, like, if I take a setup and then I notice after that it's invalid, like, I'll hold, just being hopeful, just trying to cope. You front ran it? Okay, I got you. What do you define? How do you define the extremity of the range? Yeah, just visually, right? If I'm looking here, and there's an obvious low to the left of wherever I'm looking, or obvious high to the left, then that's an extremity to me. So, like here, this is the extreme, and then this is the extreme, and everything in between is internal. Okay. And then once we break this, you could technically say, okay, this is extremity. So like you could kind of like continue to go, but you have to use it like within context of like the trading day, right? You have to think about like, okay, how far is price going to run in a single day? What makes sense to define as like our internal versus external? And usually you can define that by just looking at like session liquidity and previous day high, previous day low. Previous day high, previous day low will often print as like the extremity. Okay. So that's a good way to look at it. use context, focus on session liquidity, focus on like the most obvious swing point, and like where like the draw should stop, right? So if I'm looking at like, let's say the other day we had that like high inside the 4 hour gap, or like this high here, this is like the extremity, right? And this is where price should stop, and then we should see a reaction, right? Here, if I'm looking at like this low, this is like the extremity, and then so on and so forth, right? If you really want to get technical, like this is a good extremity, like really, really good. This is like a final target for like higher time frame, or this one here, right? This is about as extreme of like the ranges you can get, right? Extreme low, extreme high. And we've just been kind of straddling this. This is why price action hasn't been the best while we've been in this range. This is what I want to see swept out. And then I'll buy more long-term stuff down there, I think. Is anybody buying Bitcoin here, or are we just all in agreement that like maybe the Bitcoin thesis is cooked? Like I've kind of been buying, but dude, you've been buying Bitcoin every week for the last 5 years, and if you go back 5 years ago, crypto the price was the exact same. I know, Fig. Why is Bitcoin thesis cooked? Okay, so Bitcoin, the thesis behind Bitcoin was that during times of de-dollarization in a weaker dollar, Bitcoin would perform well. The dollar is weaker right now. Inflation has been going through the roof, and Bitcoin is not becoming the safe haven for money. It's still gold. So it's like, okay, if Bitcoin isn't doing well during the only time that we expected it to do well, during the time of de-dollarization, then what's the point of Bitcoin? And that's why I'm kind of like, okay, is Bitcoin supposed to be like, you know, the digital gold equivalent, or is it just like going to be this thing that maybe eventually AI uses? Like maybe now the Bitcoin thesis is, okay, AI is going to want to print money on its own. There's going to be a lot of new startups that are going to need to use cryptocurrency to maybe navigate online, you know? But most places still only accept US dollars, you know? So it's like until there's like mass adoption, like even the AI, you know, usage theory isn't even that concrete. So it's just, I don't know. At this point, it just seems like a way for people to, you know, do illegal things and make money on Polymarket and that kind of thing. But at the same time, it's like, can't you like still find ways to like find criminals through the blockchain? Like, doesn't the CIA like figure this stuff out anyway? So is it really even that decentralized and private? I mean, obviously it's decentralized, right? But is it even that private? I don't know. They're gonna back every currency through a tokenized version of the currency. Trump's been signing deals. Also, here's another thing to consider too. The Bitcoin market cap was held up by constant inflows of new investment, right? And this investment was typically directly into Bitcoin itself, right? But now there's so many instruments that are like external to Bitcoin that essentially, even though the total amount of Bitcoins that will exist is, what is it, 21 million or 24 million, whatever it is, minus Satoshis, that investment is now kind of nullified by the fact that you can just invest in like the treasury, right? So it's like all this money that's flowing into Bitcoin isn't actually flowing into Bitcoin itself. It's going like into these third party, you know, things. And Bitcoin was like one of the only things that couldn't be manipulated because there was no way to short it without, you know, in order to make money. But now there is. You know, you have all these, you know, prediction markets and treasuries, and you know, you even have like MSTR, right? Like people short MSTR to hedge their Bitcoin position, so it can be more manipulated now. It's just, I don't know. Lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And you know, obviously do your own research. Don't take it from me. It's just, I don't know. It's also like, you know, you see more of these like bear cases whenever Bitcoin's doing bad, and then oftentimes these people that are bearish end up looking silly later on, right? When Bitcoin's back at like all-time highs. So, who knows? Yeah, exactly. APOF. Yeah, it wasn't even, it's not even NQ necessarily APOF. If you look at tech, Bitcoin has like a direct correlation with tech and tech companies doing well. And I think part of the reason why is because employees from these tech companies would go out and buy Bitcoin with their paychecks. And so now that all these employees are getting laid off and they're not having this expendable income, and the fact that they're now getting laid off and they need more income, they're selling off their Bitcoin. Because the reason why big tech is laying off so many employees is because of AI. So I think actually AI also has like the potential to wreck Bitcoin because a lot of the individuals that hold Bitcoin are more tech centered. And big tech is taking a big hit in employment. So NQ is weighted mostly tech, correct. But if you look at like tech ETFs specifically, like Mag 7 ETFs or anything like that, there's like almost a direct correlation between that and Bitcoin. I think that's what I saw the last time I was looking at it. There was like somebody that posted something about it. I don't know. But yeah. I know that we've just been talking about Bitcoin for a while here, but not really much to talk about with NQ here. Just, grind down, no real setup. Like I said, previous day low as expected based on the reaction of this and the failure to react to the SMT. So once we hit previous day low, probably just going to chop the remainder of the day. This is probably the target for the day, so I'd probably be done. At this point, I think Steve's going to take over and do lunch stream, right?
No, I'm not.
Oh, wait, sorry, my headphones are off.
No, I'm not. No, I personally don't see a reason to even trade anymore.
Okay.
I just don't see it. Like,
any recommendations for Nitro Song then?
Baby Got Back.
Any other recommendations for Nitro Song?
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Let me see. Let me figure something out.
After we take out prior day low, though, I'm a little curious to see what happens after that. So we're getting pretty close.
No.
Super duper close. What are wait a second. So hold on.
Uh-huh.
You're 24, right, Sebastian?
Coming up. Yes.
Oh, you're almost 24? Damn. Yeah, you guys are young as hell. Yeah, you guys don't know any good songs then.
Oh, we know good songs.
Oh, no, not really, you don't.
Really?
My kid the other day, we're driving, he takes my wife's phone, and he's like, because her phone's like, I guess that Apple shit on her in her car, like Apple CarPlay or whatever, and he puts on a Leonard Skinnerd.
Interesting.
And I'm like, he's 15. I'm like, how do you know Leonard Skinnerd? He says TikTok.
Yeah.
Freaking noob, dude.
Yeah, a lot of those songs are coming back.
Yeah, they are.
I am gonna put on a song from a band that has less than 200,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. I don't know what the genre is here, but I really like the song.